that stands for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's 2:04 a.m. Eastern time. That means I beat my goal of going live before 2:30, and I took a nap. W's. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you're new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs, man. First things first, we're going to go up here with this thing. You guys seen the title is Diddy / Ross ? This is my first time watching this. I saw this earlier and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just add this to the thing because I skipped the Diddy trial update yesterday. So yeah, this is 2 minutes. Let's see what happens.
I told you. You just may want to follow me for the updates. Number one, although I am a content creator, I can say what I want to say because I'm not in bed with the media. And I told you and I promised you I am going to bring you the facts of the case. I am in the courtroom. Rick Ross, remember that name. Kanye West, remember that name. Allegedly. And listen. This is way bigger than you think. If you don't follow me on YouTube, you should be. I've been telling y'all this is way bigger than you think. And the government is the big bad wolf. The government is the big bad wolf that has come to blow your house down. Kanye West, allegedly. Rick Ross, allegedly. When I tell you, baby, it is going down. And not only that, the government didn't want the names to be released. Y'all, there is an underground sex ring going on in Hollywood, okay? An underground sex ring, okay? These women are being put up for auction and they are going for the highest price, okay? Now listen, this stuff, I told you a while back, let me take off my glasses. Remember I told you a while back, this is way bigger than you think? Listen, who owns Revolt Television? Comcast. And I told you all a long time ago, I said, I think this stuff is being streamed underground in the dark underground. And this stuff is being live streamed because who has sex for 2 days straight? Nobody has sex for 2 days straight. But guess what? If I live stream it in the dark web, if I live stream it and I sell it for a big price, and if a particular rapper is okay being in a room with people watching his wife get knocked down in Vegas, remember that because we're going live tonight. I am Queen Sheba, y'all. When I tell you the big bad wolf, aka the feds, have come to blow your house down. Kanye West, blow your house down. Rick Ross, your name. The feds has your name. It is going down. You heard it here first.
I'm not woke enough. I'm just not woke enough. I'm man enough to admit when I'm like, I'm not woke enough. And that was a moment, 2 minutes, where I was just not woke enough. I have no idea what she is, what I was kind of following, but not really. I not know what was really going on. Here we go. I'm gonna just go to Lauren and see if Lauren can break this down for me.
Day 23, U.S. versus Sean Combs, and Kanye West was in the building. However, he was not in the courtroom. He shows up, he gets out of the car, it's like a whole big media frenzy, and he goes through security where you have to give up your phone, all this stuff. But there's a very strict process to get into the courtroom, and you have to be on a list ahead of time. And we were told that he was going to go into the overflow room. Now, I know that didn't happen. I know that he left for lunch with, I believe, Christian Combs and some of Diddy's crew. So I don't know if he's coming back after lunch, but I was like, yeah, there's no way he's going to go into overflow. And I think that my assumptions were correct as to who Jane went to Vegas with on this private jet, this iconic rapper, because it would have been intimidation, I guess, if he came yesterday and sat in the courtroom during Jane's testimony. That's what I think. But anyway, let's get to juror number 6. This issue was not as salacious as we all originally thought it was. Juror number 6, they brought up that he was not living in the district that he had originally indicated, and he was having some kind of conversation with a jury staff member, and it kind of came up. It was super innocent, but it didn't really match what he said during voir dire or what was on the transcript. So he was questioned, I think, twice. And the government, their concern is that he was being deceitful. And the defense is like, you know, they're just like, who cares? We have no issue with this. Plus, he's one of 4 black jurors, and this is racial bias if you get rid of him. And the judge is like, okay, I just want to get this out of the way. No bias here whatsoever. But he said, you know, he also was kind of like, I don't think it's a big deal, but the answer here, since, you know, the government has a problem with it, would be to question him again. And the defense just said, we don't want to question him for a 3rd time because that will affect, you know, how he feels during deliberations, and he'll feel singled out, and we just don't want to do that. And they actually said, you know, we will forfeit any appellate issues or any appeals if Mr. Combs is convicted with this juror on the jury, and you know, we'll waive everything. And Alexandra Shapiro even kind of said, Mr. Combs is right here, and you know, he'll agree to it. And then the judge is like, do you waive the appeal, you know, pertaining to this, Mr. Combs? And he actually goes, I waive it. And that was a funny moment. So yeah, it wasn't as crazy as we thought it would be, but they are most likely going to question this juror by the end of the day in private, so it didn't hold anything up. So we'll see. I have a feeling that he'll stay. But they had an issue this morning about the testimony of the HSI agent that we were about to see, because he seized a bunch of guns from the LA home, Diddy's LA home, but he could not confirm whether or not the guns were in the safe when they were found, which was a really important, note for the defense. The defense, oh my gosh, sorry. The defense was kind of like, we think it's really important that the jury knows that these guns, they were not strewn about the house, they were in a safe in the security room, and the fact that this special agent can't tell us this is a huge problem. And Agnifilo was like, he shouldn't even be able to testify. So they seemed to work it out where the government would ask a certain line of questioning around the safe and the guns in the security room, and then when Agnifilo got up there to cross-examine him, he just really made sure to say, okay, so you saw kids' rooms in the house, you saw, you know, all these different rooms, but the guns you found, they were only in the security room, because he has a whole security staff. And the special agent, and his name is Andre Lamont, he said yes. And he also said that, there were 6 guns found. And I'll go through the evidence in a minute. There were 6 guns found. Only one of them was defaced, he thought, with maybe something like a sander, because it was very smooth. And we saw in the safe there were racks for the guns, but in the pictures that we saw, they were laid out on 2 different chairs. And essentially his explanation for why there were no pictures before is that HSI did not go in and seize these guns first, that the CERT team did, because whenever there's weapons in the house, it's the CERT team's job to go in and ensure that the weapons are dismantled and that everybody is safe. So that was sort of his answer to that. And let me just go through the rest of the evidence that was found at Diddy's LA home, which is on Mapleton. There were 6 envelopes of K. There was a baggie of MDMA in a safe. There was 200 bottles of baby oil and 900 bottles of Astroglide. And the Astroglide, by the way, was stacked in it was in the garage in these giant, 10 giant boxes. Looked like you got them from Amazon or something like that, but it was wild. And then the guns. There was 5 rifles and...
Hold on. Interesting.
1 Glock. Yeah. So also, and then during Agnifilo's cross-examination,
What up, Nate? What up, Nate?
He kind of, he said, Special Agent Lamont, you testified that you've done 50 to 60 searches like this, and you work in the human trafficking department. And he said yes. And Agnifilo said, in all of your 50 to 60 raids, how many times have you seized baby oil or Astroglide from an operation? And he said once. this one. And then Agnifilo said, and yeah, you seized that all throughout the house, right? And he did. We saw this in the bathroom. We saw baby oil, I mean, stacked on shelves in the master bedroom. And so, yeah, he said, yes, it was all around the house. And then Agnifilo had this little like mic drop moment, I guess, because he goes, and the guns, those were only in the security room. And he's like, yes. So yeah. And then he kind of made the jury laugh a little bit because he told him to have a good, he told them to have a good time in New York. Oh man, I really pray that stops soon. Okay, I only have a few other things to go through. Hold on, I'll stop for a minute to see if. Okay, I walked away, so it's a little bit fainter. But yeah, that was the extent of that. And then we actually, there was a moment where Maureen Comey said that Diddy was nodding again during the cross-examination, but not at the jury, just in general. But she said, you know, I can't really see what's going on, but I've been told by my colleagues that he's still nodding. And Brian Steele was like, Your Honor, my client has been nothing but professional. And the judge actually kind of agreed, and he's like, look, oh, there we go. The judge was like, there's going to be a number of reactions here, and I'm not going to be able to police them all, but, you know, given what happened the other day with Mr. Combs, like he knows, so we'll keep an eye on that. But and look, he does nod, but I would say since he's gotten yelled at, he's not looking at the jury anymore, but like, yes, he nods. Okay, then we started the direct examination of Jonathan Perez, who was another assistant of Diddy's from 2021 to 2024, and he essentially is kind of saying the same thing. I would say there's nothing crazy, no bombshells or anything like that. He helped set up hotel rooms. He testified that he would connect with Philip Pines, another assistant, to get weed. He would go through KK a lot when it came to the hotel setups. He communicated with Jane as well. But he didn't do a ton of setups because he really worked mainly during the day. He said he worked from 9 to 9. So, and this guy seemed like he was in good spirits. He also got immunity. I saw him nod at Diddy when he walked in, give him like a little bit of a half smile. And yeah, he said, you know, he would go shopping for some of the outfits that Jane would wear, and he would pay for this in either cash that he got from security or his credit card through Bad Boy. So yeah, I don't expect there to be a ton this afternoon. They're gonna probably finish up Jonathan Perez's cross, and then they might go through some more evidence. But I did get confirmation that as I was doing this video, that Kanye was not on the list, so he could not get in the courtroom. That is so wild, but yeah. All right, I'll have another update later today. Let's see what happens.
Let me see.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. How long have you known Diddy for?
Almost 40 years.
Oh my, that's wild.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
right?
that is a really long time. So you were my source here today.
Yes.
About Kanye West,
Yes.
right? Now, he was not on the list. Is that essentially what happened?
Yes, sort of, kind of, but he was on the list, but he chose not to go in there, and so he went to the overflow room because he didn't want to disrupt anything by just walking in there.
Wait, he went to Overflow?
Yes, he wanted to. Yes.
Oh.
Ain't that cool?
Wait, I did not even. Okay, so I heard that he did not even go to Overflow. Okay.
No, he did.
Wow.
And he
Okay.
and he did it on his own remission. He wasn't on a list and all that kind. You know, it's something that he wanted to do. He didn't want to disrupt anything, the proceedings that was happening at that time. He didn't want to disrupt anything. So he said, you know what? I just wanted, because he literally came here just to check on Puff.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? He didn't come here to get any looks. He didn't come here to get Kanye showed up. He didn't do that. It's like somebody buy you a gift anonymously, right? Mm-hmm. They just want to make sure you got the gift.
Yeah.
Well, Puff got the gift. The gift was his presence and his love and his respect that he got for Diddy. And that's all that was, you know. And,
okay.
And the family appreciate him for that. That was really, really dope of him.
Wow. I can't believe he went to Overflow. I cannot believe that. Yeah.
He did not want. He didn't want all the cameras and the glitz and the glamour. He didn't want to do none of that. He just wanted to show. He just wanted to come in to show his support and let Puff know he was here. And that was it. He stayed about maybe good 20 minutes, half an hour.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Okay.
He chilled out.
Okay.
You know? It wasn't a big old entourage. It was just, I'm popping in, checking on my guy, and I'm out.
Okay.
And he did that. And we love you for that, man. That was really, really honorable, and we respect you.
Wow. Okay, I'm glad I cleared that up because I definitely reported some wrong information about him not going into the overflow room at all. So, yeah, this is helpful. So thank you.
I don't know if you guys seen the clip of Tia Kemp going back to this lady's thing. But she was like, when Kanye went, she was like, Young Miami, go ahead. She said, Rick Ross, go ahead, go visit your friend, go see your friend. Y'all was all up under Puff when he was free, and now, you know what I'm saying, all of y'all were nowhere to be found. My thing with this has always been the same thing. It's just like, how was everybody cool with Puff? How was everybody at the Diddy parties? But then, like, when Diddy got in trouble, everybody was like, "Oh, I wasn't at that type of Diddy party." Like, it's literally like none of y'all were at that type. So it was just empty parties of a bunch of no names. Cassie and Craigslist were all right. Next thing, man.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
And Rashad Milligan rolling out.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.